Vaturim Pushpati Radha Kunda Bhagirvam Aho Radhika Madhavasam Bhakto Yasya Patitakvaya Shri Gurum Tam Natosmi Gurave Gaurachandra Radhikai Tidale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Ananda Leelamaya Vigrahaya Himavadi Vichavi Sundaraya Tasmai Mahaprema Rasapadaya Chaitanya Chandaya Namo Chaitanya Chandaya Namo Chaitanya Chandaya Namo Namaste Sham Sundar Shikanda Shikar Swaha Surali Manoya Radhika Raskamo Kripanide Priya Janaki Kurim Kuru Tavai Vasmi Najivami Teyavara Tivikaya Devikam Nama Chanantikam. First of all, I have my Sastang Dandavat Puspanjali, my heart like flowers thousands and thousands of times, at the lotus feet of my holy master, Asmadeva Parmarajatama Guru Padapadma. Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Vishtotarasata Shishmad, Rupanugacharyavarya, Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. Secondly, I offer my pranam thousands of times at the lotus feet of my Sri Rupanuga Gaudiya Guru Parampara. And I offer my pranam to the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavas. By the causeless mercy of Guru and Gauranga, though we may not be deserving, but somehow or other by their causeless mercy, they have attracted us and brought us to this place, Vrndavan Dham. And by their kindness we are hearing from chapter 13 of Sri Bhagavad-Gita, Prakriti Purush Vibhag Yoga. This is the chapter in which Sri Krishna, he imparts the pure tattva-jnana into the hearts of his Sharanagat Bhakta, his surrendered devotees, and makes them eligible to receive Prema Bhakti. Two things, Gyan and tattva-jnana. Not the same thing. Gyan means to realize Deha atma-samarpan, the relationship between the soul and the body. What is the relationship between Atma and Deha? Asangohayam Purusha. Nothing. But the avidya vritti of Maya, the avidya potency of Maya, causes the living entity to identify with the psychophysical mind-body complex. This is called the avidya vritti of Maya. It makes one perceive that which is not. So, by practicing a Jnana sadhana and cultivating sattva gun, when a person, any person is situated in sattva gun, they can begin to realize atma-sambandha, that the soul is not the body. This is called jnana. But tattva-jnana is only realized by the devotees. By hearing from Shri Guru and serving their Gurudev and engaging in bhakti, then tattva-jnana comes. Because many persons in sattva realize, I am not this body. But they don't realize that they are eternal individual soul. They begin to think that everything is one. So, tattva-jnana means to know all the tattvas of this world. The mahat-tattva, ahankar, buddhi, manas, the indriyas, the various elements, how they're all related to each other and how these are related to jiva and to Bhagavan. Bhagavan is the controller of Maya, but the jiva comes under the control of Maya. When the jiva is under the control of Maya, the only way he can come out is by surrendering to Bhagavan, because Maya is under the control of Bhagavan. So, Krishna said in Gita, Daivi yesha gunamayi mama maya duratyaya. This Maya, composed of 3 gunas, is invincible. You cannot come out from the control of this Maya of 3 gunas. But Mayeva ye prapadyante mayam etam tarantite. But if someone will surrender to me, then they easily cross over Maya. Because Krishna is the master of Maya and the Bhada Jiva is under the control of Maya. So tattva-jnana means to realize there is a difference between the Jiva-atma and Paramatma. So many who cultivate jnana and rise to sattva gun, but they cannot understand this fact. It may be not so clear to you, but as you travel around India, someone gave me a book last week. This book is from one sadhu, from Advaita Bhat, the place where Madan Mohan was discovered by Advaita Acharya when he came to Vrndavan. So in this book, there are pictures of Advaita Acharya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, and Goswamis, everything. And the author of the book is there, and his guru is there with the Vaishnava tilak. And then you read through, I quickly went, here we are. And then the Prayojan, the ultimate goal is to realize everything is one. Having tilak, same like us, and worshipping Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu and Advaita Acharya, everything, and pictures of Madan Mohan, everything. And in the end, by bhakti, then everything will be one. So, jnana, to know I am not the body, is one thing, and it may arise from sattva gun. But tattva-jnana is transcendental and only comes to us through Sri Guru Parampara. Not theoretical, but by serving our Gurudev and Vaishnavas, the actual realization of the tattvas will manifest. So, here in chapter 13, we have heard yesterday how the living entities, they are situated within Prakriti and they're trying to enjoy the various experiences provided by the gunas. That is essentially called the chitta vikar. That the chitta, which is the last covering of the soul, when the living entity is tasting sense gratification, it's causing vikar, the fluctuations in the chitta. And the soul thinks, oh, that person thinks I'm enjoying now. He becomes fascinated by this stimulation of the chitta. But by associating with the gunas in this way, then he takes birth among higher species and lower species, depending on which guna he is associating with. Krishna is saying here, but in this body there is another Purusha who is superior and transcendental. He is the Paramatma. And the devotees, they see that Supreme Person within their hearts by meditation. The Jnanis try to see Him by philosophy. The Yogis by Ashtanga Yoga. And the Karmis, those who follow in Karma Yoga by Nishkam Karma Yoga, working without attachment to the fruit. So actually, only the devotees can realize Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan. The others can only be elevated through the gunas, and if they come into good association, they may very quickly understand Bhakti Tattva by that good association. But otherwise, every path, karma, jnana and Ashtanga Yoga, they are all futile. They will not give any results without the touch of Bhakti. Do you think it's true? Sometimes someone's hearing to me. Oh no, there's some benefit. There's some benefit from karma, jnana, yoga. If you have doubt in the futility of all processes except for bhakti, this is jnana kama dinavritam. Your bhakti is covered by shraddha in karma, jnana and yoga. So, therefore it's very important to deliberate upon these things. Because the karmas, they are the performance of Nishkam Karma Yoga is the rajasic, though it will lead gradually to sattva. The activity, the karma itself is rajasic, and by working without attachment to the fruit of results, gradually sattva gun will come into the mind, but not more than this. The same with jnana. Jnana may be sattvic, Ashtanga Yoga also, but none of them can be transcendental. Why? Because these are activities of the body. The activity of Atma is devotion to God. So because these activities are not Swarupa Anubandhi, that means they have no connection with the nature of the soul, therefore they cannot produce any eternal or transcendental result. So then, we heard yesterday how Krishna said, there are some people, they don't know this tattva, but if they sit and they hear from a realized acharya, hearing again and again, and try to follow their instructions, they'll also come to know everything and transcend this material world. Now Sri Krishna, we continue from yesterday. Sri Krishna said, O best of the Bharatas, Arjun, know that whatever moving and non-moving beings are born, All are produced by the combination of Kshetra and Kshetrajna, the field and the knower of the field. Samam sarveshu bhuteshu tishtantam parameshwaram vinasyat swavinasyantam ya pasyati sa pasyati. Only one who sees the Parameshwar, the Supreme Lord, is equally present in every single living being. Who sees that Supreme Lord as imperishable, but situated within that which is perishable. Only that person is actually seeing. So here, Krishna is giving a definition of clinical blindness. If someone does not see Supreme Lord equally present in every living being, they are blind. They are not actually seeing. So, then Shri Krishna said, Samam pasyan hi sarvatra samavastitam ishwaram na hinastyatmanatmanam tato yati param gatim. A person who sees the Parameshwar, the Supreme Lord, dwelling equally everywhere in all beings, does not degrade himself by his mind, and thus he achieves the supreme destination. So, Krishna has said in Bhagavad-Gita, Atmaiva ripa atmanam. The mind is the enemy of the soul. That means that if there is someone in a foreign country and they're the enemy of your country, then they are not lazy. Day and night they're making plans and constructing weapons and everything, how to invade and ruin that enemy country. So in the same way, the mind is not lazy. The mind is making plans how to keep the jiva in this material world, to ruin this jiva and keep the jiva here forever. So, only when the mind is engaged constantly and all senses engaged constantly, after some time will the mind become the friend of the soul. When the soul really has done atma-samarpan, when a devotee has, that means they have given their soul. Oh Gurudev, I am yours. Oh Mahaprabhu, Gaurapade pran sampeche, Gaurar sampad sehito deke. Oh, those who have sold their soul at the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who never see anything else but Mahaprabhu, then they can realize the treasure of Prem. So when a person really, they have given their soul, they cannot take it back. Radharani said, Anya Hridaya Man Mor Man Vrndavan Manabani Eka Kori Mani. For the ordinary person, their mind and their heart is one. But my heart is Vrndavan. She means to say that the mind is a place of calculation, a place of decisions and calculation. I'll do this, no, and now I'll do that. Oh, that's okay, but now I'm going to do this, calculating. But the heart is not a place of calculation. Heart is a place of love. When the heart has been given, then no calculation can ever change it. Just like before Shiva was to marry Parvati, then Lord Shiva came in a disguised form and began to criticize. Oh, why are you marrying this crazy person? He is covered in ashes. He wears poisonous snakes for ornaments. And garlands of poisonous plants like datura, and skulls of dead people. He rides on a bull. He's a complete madman. All his associates are bhuta, preta, pisachi, ghosts and hobgoblins and witches. And in the disguise as someone else, he tried to change her mind. She said, you can say whatever you want. I have given my heart. Understand? So the heart is not the mind. The heart only knows unconditional love. But the mind is always thinking, what's in it for me? Is this good for me or not? Since when? So the heart has no calculation. Heart only loves, but the mind is always calculating, what's in this for me? How will I benefit? Mind cannot think exclusively only of the happiness of the object of service. So, until the devotee really does Sharanagati, surrenders from the core of his heart. When the heart has been given, then one feels pain in the absence of service. You can see what is your condition. If you have no service to do, sometime then you say, oh good, I have a day off. But when the heart has been given, then service is the life of that soul. And without service, they are completely meaningless. Everything is empty and futile. No purpose at all. And they feel distress. So, Diksha Kali Bhakta Kori atma-samarpan, Say Kali Krishna Kari Tori atma-sam. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, at the time of Diksha, when the disciple gives his heart to his Gurudev, at that time, then Krishna accepts that soul as his own close associate. So that is the mature level of Diksha. Diksha goes through the 5 stages. Mantrartha Chintan, Nyas, Prapati, Sharanagati, and lasting atma-samarpan. And then there is mantra siddhi. The mantra manifests. Very beautiful yoga pit of Vrndavan in the heart of the devotee. So, really, when the person has done atma-samarpan, then his mind is his friend. But before that, the mind is very wicked. Dushtaman tu ikisher Vaishnava. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur has written one song to his own mind. Dushtaman, oh my wicked mind, what kind of Vaishnava are you? Kanaka Kamini Partishta Bhagini Chariyati Yarisaitu Vaishnava. You are not a Vaishnava. You are chanting Harinam and meditating on money and women or men. And how everyone will respect you. These are like a tigers coming and eating your time and energy and your soul. So one has to be very, very strict and be introspective and watch his own mind. So here Krishna is saying, if one will make the effort to be aware, to be conscious that the Supreme Lord is present in every single living being. As Mahaprabhu said, Amanina manadena jive samandivi jani Krishna adishtan. If one will make the effort to see in this way, then he will not be degraded by his own mind. If one will see that Krishna is present in everyone, then what is the question of desire for pratishtha? You want God to worship you. God is everywhere, so God should worship you. But when we forget God, then we think, oh, all are jivas, unless I am greater than them. And then there's the demand for respect from others. So, then Sri Krishna said, one who sees that all the activities are only performed by Prakriti, and that the Atma is the non-doer, actually sees. Prakritya evacha karmani kriyamanani sarvashaha ya pasyanti tadatmanam akartaram sapasyati. So, Prakriti means that Prakriti, which is transformed into the body, performs all activities. The vision of those jivas who think that they are the doers and others are the doers because they identify the self with the body is unreal. The vision of those jivas who think that they are the doers because they identify the self with the inert body is unreal. They are in ignorance. But one who sees that he is not the doer of action sees properly. They are making noise, everything. So, excuse me. You can speak loudly. You will not interrupt there. We'll see. So, today I want to announce the program. Today is the last English darshan with Param Pujapad Srila Bhaktivedanta Bharati Maharaj. So it will begin at 11 o'clock. So I am going to complete, I will explain this verse again tomorrow. We will try to finish the chapter because we have 2, 3, 4, only 5 verses and then this is complete, this chapter 13.